Hello, hello, life path number 6s. How are you folks doing? Hope it is wonderful. Welcome back to the Sapphire Spider Oracle channel. If it's your first time being here, thanks for checking it out. I'm so happy to be back finally with some new recordings, and I'm happy to bring you a life path series. I felt really called to do these at this time. So we're starting with your animal oracle card, and these are timeless readings. I'm recording these in late August, early September. So whenever this of 2025. So whenever this message reaches you, it's for you. It's just the time when I'm recording, and you have the snow leopard, or just the leopard. But it talks about snow leopard. So the symbolism is stealth, strength, and purity. Leopards are phenomenal hunters, known for their stealth and ability to stalk prey. The snow leopard, which lives in the mountains of Central Asia, is among the more mysterious of the species and was believed to have drawn the blood of its human victims without eating the flesh. By feeding on the life force blood and avoiding weakness flesh, the leopard was thought to maintain its strength and purity. While I was reading that, it just brought me a little snippet of a David Attenborough documentary, and it was talking about snow leopards, and it was just kind of like how solitary their life is, right? Like even and there, because there's so few of them too, like there's actually so few snow leopards out there, and when they do finally like reproduce, they'll have like one cub at a time, and then that cub goes off, and like they almost never see that cub ever again once it finally leaves. And they'll be in the same area, but they can tell like, oh, my daughter or my mom or whoever passed through by marking rocks and stuff. So it's like they'll know that they're around and they're alive, but like they never see each other anymore, right? That's kind of one of the messages. Like the snow leopards are very endangered and very rare, and also live like a very solitary life. And that's just kind of one of the things that's coming up right here. It's like a very solitary life. And that's all I'm getting off that card at the moment. So let's get started with your tarot and see kind of what the message is for you guys, if it unpacks that a little bit more. And I'm using the Tarot Nefertari. Woo. Card like kind of like, pow, like right? You got a few cards here. Got 4. And if you are the first life path so far where it kind of wants them to start face down and like slowly reveal themselves. And wow, for the first time ever, it's like, look at the back of these cards. Like I look at them all the time, but it's like really got me focused on those hieroglyphs. And it's totally bringing me the Mummy movie where Evie's like deciphering the hieroglyphs. Whoa. We don't even flip your cards. Like path number 6. And it brought me the scene when she's in the library and she's talking to her boss, and she's like, I am the only one for 100 miles who can read ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs and properly code and catalog all of this, right? It's such a vibe. Life path 6. You are feeling maybe a little flustered. And it was just talking about like out in the field, and it kind of is comparing Evie to that snow leopard. Like she's, even though she's got a brother, she's like the only one of her kind, of her family left, right? Like her parents are dead. So she's like sort of living this solitary life. And it's like, she's really intelligent. And she's very experienced. And because she's a woman at the time, like people don't want to let her into the actual archaeology field to do anything. So she's in the library cataloging books and doing all of that work, right? It was kind of saying how Evie aspired to do greater things, but she was held back by a lot of men, by society, by the times that she was living in, right? So there's a little bit of that. Let's start flipping cards. Let's start with this. The Sun card. Ooh, look, I'm telling you, that Evie energy is up in here. Life path number 6, it said Ra. Ra, the sun god, right? Ra. Let me sit with it for a second. said Ra, the sun god, and it gave me a little bit of the Mufasa of like everything the light touches, right? Because it's got these hands that are coming down off of the sun there. And it kind of gave me this impression of like, you know how they show the dung beetles like rolling the ball and how that's also supposed to be a symbol of the sun. It was like, it like showed me the sun rolling across the land and almost like, you know how like starfish have little tentacles? It was like that. It was like these little... like these little hands were rolling the sun across the earth. So it's like everything the light touches. And it just said the light touches everything at some point in time, right? Like there might be dark on one half of the world. Oh, got it. It's totally talking about like eclipses and they're... Okay. Woo, now we're getting into astrology. So we're about to have a blood moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Pisces here in about 3 days. It's September 4th when I'm recording this. And that will be followed by a lunar eclipse in Virgo. We have 2 new moons in Virgo in this Virgo season. So that'll be the next new moon at the end of Virgo season. And that's going to be a lunar eclipse. And so it was just kind of talking about eclipse season. And eclipses, right? They hide the light for just a moment and then they reveal it again. And that's kind of one of the things, like there's kind of this feeling like you might be in a moment of darkness and you were promised the light and everything the light touches, and there's kind of this message coming through that's like the sun literally revolves, right? Or rather, look, it just, I don't know why I went all the way back in like time. It was like, it like went to the old beliefs, right, of solar systems. Like the earth rotates around the sun. Correct that. The earth rotates around the sun. It just said something about like flat earthers. Like, so the earth rotates around the sun and it also rotates on its axis. And therefore the light is going to touch that all the time. So there's kind of like this uplifting message right off the sun card, like kind of like you deserve the light, you deserve happiness. You might be in a dark night of the soul, you might be in just dark time. The light touches everything at some point in time, and therefore, right, it's almost like it all belongs to you. That kind of universal message of like, you are the universe, everything belongs to you, right? You got a 3 of Pentacles. It's like really quiet, and that was making me wonder because these girls have like maracas in their hands. And it was really quiet. It was like the maracas are missing whatever's inside of them to make them make the sound. It's like they're empty. And this voice said, okay, so fill them up. So there's a little bit of that teamwork there. It's like these girls were checking something and they're like, this is empty. And this woman's like, okay, we'll fill it up. Your reading's kind of feeling a little like broken. Like, this is a message over here. This is a message over here. This is like feeling a little disconnected, like something not quite related yet. It's feeling like there's just several different little things coming up. So that's all this card's giving me right now is like, okay, we'll fill it up. Let's keep on moving to the next card. Which is quite literally what this card is. It's like a lot of activities, movement. It's a more fast-paced energy. Okay, so it's, okay, it finally showed me like this person, it's almost like they're just like walking past all these cards. Like walking down a hallway. It was like, okay, this person's really happy. It said light therapy for some of the, so like this person's really happy. They're doing great. This is really quiet. Something's empty. Okay, we'll fill it up. I got to keep going. There's a message. There's a purpose. There's a reason why we're blowing through your reading. There's a reason why we're just like passing the sun card, passing this 3 of Pentacles and just like keeping it going. What is this? Ooh, oh, it said final destination. Okay, what's this? Queen of Pentacles. And look, that's her, basically. It's feeling like the same woman, essentially. Huh, it just said Rambo. Okay, because it showed me like her bandana, her red bandana. For some reason, it just said Rambo. And it's touching on this leopard, and it said first blood. They drew first blood. Ah! We're talking about by feeding on the life force, blood, and avoiding weakness, flesh, the leopard was thought to maintain its strength and purity. That's the thing about like those Rambo movies. It's so funny that it's coming through on this woman's energy though. So it's talking about how there's like, that's what I mean. We were talking about like endangered. The whole thing in those Rambo movies is he's got like such serious PTSD, right? Is that he's like living in the freaking woods, living in the jungle, like minding his business, like just trying to like forget about all the things that he's done before, right? And or it's not even that, it's just like, right, like trying to get through all the trauma that he's previously been through. Sorry, I got some coffee over here. It's like he's trying to get through all the things he's previously been through, and people just keep coming to fuck with him, you know, right? Like there's always something that's going down, and all of a sudden, by not really a choice of his own, he has to get involved. And that's what it's saying about this Queen of Pentacles. So it's putting this Queen of Pentacles, who I'm definitely feeling as a woman, in this Rambo position. And that's where, right, that was the whole thing. Rambo's saying there's that one point where like his old superiors are like, hey man, like stop being so, why are you trying to be so crazy up in the jungle? Why are you killing everybody? And that's what he says. He says, they drew first blood. They drew first blood. And that's kind of the point. Now, it's not showing it as this super fierceness. We have this woman's face over here in this leopard card, though, and that's where it's very much pointing out, like, this is a snow leopard in essence. This is the symbolism we're talking about. Very endangered, very rare to find. Overall, very strong and pure is what it's talking about, like, very ethical, very moral, right? Wants to be left alone to mind their business, and somebody keeps messing with them. And now it's starting to, it's not like totally putting it on this person, but it's kind of using this card as a double symbol of saying like somebody's coming to constantly mess with her, right? Somebody always coming to mess with her. So you're always in this like energy. But I will say you keep it really composed, okay? Life path number 6, because like she's just like handling it. And that's where it brought it back to that Evie from the Mummy energy. She's like, I'm the only one that can properly code and catalog all of this stuff. It's almost like the tarot reader is like, I'm the only one that can actually interpret this. I'm the only one that can actually like read through the lines, read through the cards, figure all this stuff out. Okay, and I wanted to come back to this card. I said like, a lot of this does actually make you really happy, Life Path 6. You kind of like the frenzy. You kind of live off the fast pace. You kind of live off of these things because it does, I mean, you overall do a great job, right? Like you're in this Queen of Pentacles energy. It said like, this is just your world. It said, but it keeps getting interrupted. It keeps getting interrupted by something. Some people keep it, you know, just, this is empty. Hey, I got a message for you. What is it? But something over here is definitely talking about like some kind of attack and like always being in that fight or flight mode in essence, except with the Rambo thing, it's very much this defensive fight mode. And there's something about like they drew first blood. And that's where I kind of see this sun here with the red, and it's for some reason bringing up like Superman and the red sun and how that's his weakness and things like that. And that's what I mean. It's like there was like, it was something that was supposed to be like really happy, and it's like this freaking red sun rose up in the sky, and it is just like the bane of your existence or something. And it is just like dang, this was supposed to be happy. Why am I so like, weak? It like something kind of did something. It's like, I kind of get like it's affecting other people, but they're also kind of like, and they are on your team, but that's where I feel like you're just kind of like a leader through some of this. And that's where you're coming out as Rambo, life path number 6. You're coming out as Rambo. They drew first blood. This is a weakness. There's all this stuff, right? Let's kind of stitch some of this up. It feels like it's a little all over the place, but I'm starting to get the main thread through the reading. Both feet on the ground, closing my eyes. My dog just sighed. Look, okay, so here's part of the message. Look at it literally following that line. This is the part of the message that's coming from this 8 of Wands to this Queen of Pentacles. Okay, and it just said go back. It just said go back. It's part of why she's exhausted. She's like, are you serious? Just like with Rambo, it's like you got to go back into the fray. You got to go back into the battle, right? God, it's like, seriously, she just like, she's like, it's like she rolled her eyes. She's like, God damn. Like, and it said because it makes her step down a notch into this Knight of Pentacles energy. She has to step down from this Queen of Pentacles energy into this Knight of Pentacles energy. And literally start turning around, right? That's what I mean. There was something like we were going through this flow and we weren't attaching too heavy to some cards. And then it kind of sort of stitched it up. Now it's kind of showing that like, right, we got to go back. A little voice just came through and it was like a reminder that if you're the Queen of Pentacles, that you need to delegate some tasks to somebody else. Because you can't be both of these roles. You can't be both of these roles. If you're being Rambo, you got to go be like up at the front and center, right? And that's the whole thing, like leading the charge. You got to make sure everybody else can deal with this stuff. And that's where it's like, you got to put somebody else on the horse to go back and take care of some business. Maybe to go back and handle this. Maybe to go back and handle some of this. It also just said return to sender, right? Like this person brought you the message and it was like, nope. And like turned it back around. That's what this Knight needs to do, not you. It's just talking about how like you cannot do everything at once. I really feel like you came in life path 6 as this Queen of Pentacles with this really strong Rambo message. So it's like you got to send a messenger in return. Now with the Pentacles, this is about money, food, resources, business, like the practicals of business, right? Hey, you got a bill due. Hey, we need some money. Hey, this is empty, right? Okay, cool. Let me send some money to replenish this. It's like you are... It said you're playing like a lot of different roles, and that's the thing. You're the main character energy. That's the title of y'all's reading. Absolutely. You are the main character energy, life path number 6. Main character energy. Rambo cannot do everything, but Rambo can delegate very well because he's a very good leader. And again, not by choice. It's just like kind of naturally gravitates into that role, right? Having to save everybody. And that's where it's like, you got to learn to work with more of your team. You got to delegate some tasks to people because you ain't got time to turn around. Look, it's almost like that's an uncomfortable pose. Like she's always having to turn around and deal with stuff. No. You like send the message back. Do the thing, right? You don't always have to do it yourself. Delegate some tasks to some other people. And I do think it's something about some money. It's like you got to go replenish some things. You got to do this different stuff. I feel like there's going to be a card here and a card here. Ooh. That card very clearly landed in reverse. I think that goes here. 7 of Swords in reverse. It said there is no plan. Said there is no plan. It's kind of like some disbelief. There's like some disbelief. Kind of like we were talking about how there's like flat earth and stuff right there. It kind of brought it back to the Mummy, or like those movies, right? With the mummy thing, it was like, there is no mummy's curse. Like the people that don't believe in that stuff, right? It said the people that don't believe in magic, the people that don't believe that like a red sun could make Superman weak, because that doesn't make any sense. And like, they just don't understand science, is basically what it's saying. They don't understand science. There's a lot of science behind math. Well, there's a lot of science behind math. There's a lot of science behind magic. There's a lot of science behind vibrational energy. There's a lot of science behind crystals and just all of that, right? Quantum physics. There's somebody here that like just does not believe in kind of these energy things. They're much more realistic in these Three of Pentacles type of way. And it's like this energy, that's what I'm saying. We were talking about eclipses. We were talking about astrology. We're talking about all that stuff over here on the Sun card. This is the stuff that makes you happy. Okay. This is the stuff that makes you happy. All this like esoteric, holistic, hermetic teachings, mysticism, like all this stuff really makes you happy. And the thing is, there is a lot of science behind it, but people don't want to hear about that. They just hear about witchy woo-woo stuff and they're like, oh, you're freaking weird, right? And it said, in all fairness, I guess that's how we feel about flat earthers. But I mean, like, seriously, there's a ton of math to back up that the earth is round. So that's the whole thing. Is like, there's a lot of people that just don't believe in science, don't believe in this stuff, don't believe in any of that. And that's where they're like, there is no plan, there is no strategy, there is no agenda, there is none of this stuff. And it's like, well, I mean, I don't know if I necessarily agree with you. Like, that's kind of what this card is saying. It's like, this is just your thoughts in a way. It's like, I don't know if I necessarily agree with you on that. There was a little something there. It felt more like a personal message for me. My mom's a life path 6. So I was kind of like catching something for a second. A Seven of Swords is also about thieves. And getting caught being a thief and things like that, right? And just the way that girls were like, oh, this is empty. And now she's kind of having to bring a pentacle. And I was talking about like filling this up. There's something here. It's like it's like your intuition's kicked in all of a sudden, life path 6. It's like, wow. Oh man, that snow leopard is talking. That Evie energy is talking. You are smart and intelligent. That Rambo instinct is talking. Both your masculine and your feminine are talking in here, okay? Like you got both things going on. There might be a thief in your midst with this Seven of Swords in reverse. And it was, right, like this is where it's like, if this was your business or your home or something, like all of this stuff is supposed to make you happy, but there's something draining you, right? This red sun, there's something draining you. What is it? Oh, this is empty. Why is it empty? Because someone took something, I think. And that's what I mean with the Seven of Swords in reverse. What is just telling me today, like, okay, let's flip it up right just so you can see. This is like someone flew in the window and is like interrogating her and everything. And that's where I feel like you didn't know. You didn't know at first. Like, this is coming to you. You're going to figure it out. It's like your intuition all of a sudden kicks in, because it's like Rambo was sitting around doing all this stuff and then was like, wait a damn minute. Why am I so drained? Why aren't people like listening to the facts and the science? This doesn't add up. There's something amiss. There's something askew. Why is this empty? Why am I constantly having to fill this up? Where is this money going? Where is, right? Why are things different? Why are things changing? Where is this money going? And that's where it wants this third card right here, because like, it was talking about like as above, so below. It was like she's like in Stranger Things all of a sudden, like in the upside down, trying to figure things out. So I mean, there's like this intuition, there's just this like instinct, just like how Rambo and them might have, where it's just like you can just sense it, right? You can just kind of like sense it coming. What's this card? I feel like that's gonna kind of piece this together. I'm not sure. So feet on the ground, eyes closed. It's like very like orderly. That card right there. The moon. Said she knows. She knows. I know she knows. Life Path 6. Oh, this moon card. First of all, super feminine energy, right? Now, that's where I was bringing that. You got the masculine and the feminine. Masculine usually comes through on a sun card. Feminine always comes through on a moon card. Your masculine energy, that Rambo energy was like, I'm being drained. Something's amiss. This isn't adding up. Instincts going off. Somebody drew first blood. Something is wrong. Let me like delegate some tasks to go figure out what's going on. Because with this moon card here, that's where it's that feminine energy, as in like illusion. Things are hiding. Things are yet to be revealed. We were talking about the lunar eclipse. So, okay, thank you. Man, your spirit guides are like so clear. Solar eclipse, you in the masculine way, it's like you get the real tip in the real world. You kind of get this thing that's like, something's wrong. Something's amiss. By the lunar eclipse, I think you're going to figure out what this is, because that's where you finally like have time, or you have the right person, it said in charge, where you can send them back into these pyramids. We've been talking about, I mean, duh, it's an Egyptian deck. We've been talking about that mummy movie. They go into the pyramids, and that's where they find, or they go into the tombs, right? And that's where they find the mummy for the first time. And what is he doing? Oh, it makes sense. He's freaking draining everybody. Where are the sacred canopic jars? Life Path 6, your whole reading is the mummy movie and Rambo and like all this stuff. You got a lot of TV references, movie references flying around. Something is draining you. It wants it up right now because you're gonna figure it out. Somebody it just brought it. Oh, I said, never read from the book, right? And that's the whole thing. She can read from the book. It says, don't read from the book. But here's the thing. You should go read from the book is what it's telling you. That's the whole thing. We were talking about money and ledgers and keeping track of things. Someone's like, don't go look at the book. Don't go look at the book. Don't go look at the book. Don't go look at the records. Don't go look at the things that might give you the actual evidence. Don't look at, like there's something here. And the whole thing about that mummy movie is what happens. Okay, so let's just like, she reads from the book. It raises the mummy. The mummy is trying to resurrect his love, right? This feminine. And look at her kind of like raising stuff up. He's trying to raise that up for his own purposes. But the whole thing is he's got to go collect all the jars that they stole from the tombs, right? He's got to go collect all the sacred canopic jars that has her organs. Somebody stole her organs. It's like somebody cut her kidneys out. Somebody stole something that's important to her. Somebody's draining something from you or your business or somebody you know and love. Somebody is draining something like the freaking mummy. Like you opened a curse, okay? And that's where the only way to fix it is to go through, said the feminine. The only way to fix it is to go through the feminine. The only way is to go inside both of these tombs and kind of figure out how to get the balance in order. And I do think it has to do with money and economics for you. So this could very much be about a business, but it could also be in this kind of I guess people way is what I'm trying to say. It could very much be about people and stuff too. It's like the mummy comes and drains people, right? And that's the whole thing is money affects you, affects people around you. The mummy drains this stuff to build himself up, to give him the power that he needs in order to do everything else. And they, whoever this mummy is, drew first blood. Drew first blood, okay? In the sense of like, it's just kind of pointing out like it's not about you like reading from a book or anything, right? It was kind of coming back to those mystical things. People might be like, well, you're reading tarot, you opened a box. No. It's not like that. There's science behind this stuff. There's science behind it. And it's a woman's intuition. It's a man's instincts. It's magic. It's quantum physics. There's that whole meme about like people have been arguing over what it is for years, but no one's denying that it's there. Religion, God, you name it. Science. It's all here. You just freaking know, Life Path 6. You just freaking know. So you're guarding and defending the things that you know and love, kind of like from this mummy energy, kind of like from this invasion energy, kind of in this way of you were minding your business and something just kind of happened and you just have the intuition and the instincts to figure it out. And I think you're going to. You might have to step down a notch, but I think it was more about delegating this to somebody else. It's like send somebody else to figure out what the heck is going on. And I think all of this transpires through eclipse season. And if you don't catch it on this like very soon and upcoming eclipse season, it'll be on the next one, whenever this reading comes to you. Anything else? This is the last card, last message. Knight of Wands and Temperance. Someone's trying to get out of there fast, okay? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, someone's trying to get out of there fast with that Knight of Wands. They are keeping their distance. We're talking about how this was originally upside down. They are not sticking around to help you figure it out, buddy. They are trying to get that money and go. Trying to get that gold and go. Trying to drain your life and go, okay? And you have a tremendous amount of balance and patience. And this is where it's like, you do kind of come down a notch because maybe you had to sacrifice some stuff and step down just a step. It said, but this is another major arcana here. And like with this kind of being the end of your reading, it just showed me the end of the Mummy movie where they're running through all the pyramids with all the gold in there, right? And even though they don't grab any on the way out, right? Because that one guy gets trapped in there with all the gold and he's going to die. They don't worry about carrying the gold on their way out. But they end up, and that's where all these cards have gold, they end up making it out with the gold anyway, just by like doing what they need to do. So it's kind of like stay on your path. That's what I mean. You need to stay up here. Stay on your path. Stay on your path. Like, don't lower yourself. Do what you need to do, but like stay on your path. It said keep your chin up, queen or king, whoever you are. Like, keep it up. It's all about that temperance, patience, modesty, moderation, and balance. You will make it out with the gold. There might be this kind of little journey right here. They're not, whoever this is over here, they're not trying to stick around and like tell you anything, right? They were definitely draining something from you. You're going to figure all this out through the lunar eclipse. And it said, but just like stay strong, keep your chin up. Like, don't try and worry about money and crap. Like, you're going to make it out with the gold by the end anyway, okay? And that's what I got for you, Life Path number 6. Please let me know how it resonates. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comments. And I will see you guys on the next batch of readings. Thank you so much. Bye.